Okay, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Today we are in the middle of Table and Abled, Hilchos Kriya Shema, Siman Samneches 68 in Orach Chaim. Oh, lucky day, we only have one sif, which is good because I'm going to the aquarium this afternoon with my kids, so I only have the morning to learn. I'm really excited about this trip to the aquarium. It should be really fun. I get to see the dolphins, the sharks, the orcans, jellyfish. I don't know what I'm excited about. I mean, is it better than the zoo? 100% it's better than the zoo. I mean, the zoo is outside. It's boiling outside nowadays. I don't know. It's like 90 degrees outside Fahrenheit. I'm thankful it's an aquarium. It's indoors. You can see. I don't know. Hopefully the sharks won't come out of the tank. And also, what's amazing about this aquarium is they actually have TV screens playing Shark Tank. That's the unique thing of this aquarium in Jerusalem, is that while you're actually watching the shark, you can watch an episode of Shark Tank from the TV monitor. It's really pretty cool experience. I think it's a great idea the aquarium in Jerusalem has. They don't have this idea, but it would be a pretty cool idea actually. But they don't have that. But it is indoors, and hopefully it'll only be a couple hours. If you see my video from when was it last Pesach, not this past Pesach, last Pesach, my visit to the zoo with my kids. There's a separate video over there, my trip to the zoo. Check it out on YouTube. It's there. It wasn't a pleasant experience. Let's start. There's only one halacha, which is pretty good. There's places where, if you see in certain Sidurim, you see this more on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, in the middle of Birchas Kriya Shema, there's just places to say piyutim, right? Piyutim are these liturgies, I don't know, these poems that some Rishonim wrote, Achronim wrote, we don't know. There's a person, Ezra Kaliri, who he was, we're not really sure. Maybe he was a Tana, maybe he was a Rishon, maybe he was an Achron, we don't know who he was. We have these things that are passed down from generation to generation. There's not part of the tefillah, doesn't mention anywhere in the Gemara. However, the Shulchan Aruch says, "V'nachal libnoa mala'amra mishum de'avi hefsek." It says, no makor to say this. Shulchan Aruch says, he brings from a Chuas Harama. It's a hefsek. The Rama says, no, v'yesh on the ein yisur b'davar. The Rama says, no problem. He brings from the Rosh and the Rashba, the Torah. V'chein nogan v'chol makomos la'amram. The minhag is to say it. Ha'mekel ve'ein amram lo hifsid. If you're mekel, you don't say it. You're not mafsid. It sounds like from the Rama, it's better to say them. V'chol makom, as long as the tzibur will see that everyone else is saying. They're saying piyutim, you can't start learning. That's a hefsek for sure. They can't start speaking to your friend. Right? You're just thinking about Torah. Not like you're speaking. It's not a hefsek. If you're studying from your Gemara, you'll eventually start talking to your friend. Oh, wow, I have this interesting problem with this Gemara, right? What's the pshat and knas? Is the pshat and knas a deterrent, or is it just a big fine for a big avera that you did, right? Like we talked about Iyun ben Sion on the Gemara, Tzubas Lamed Dalet. You come to talk about your friend about it, right? It's a hot button topic. The Ramah recommends, if they're saying, you should say, Sif Yud, he says the Ramah concludes not that you should say along with them. I don't know. I'm not aware of any places that say these things. Even Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, people don't say this piyutim. Thank God, because then I think davening would go on for like 2 days. It'd be a 2-day Yom Kippur. You know, they had it in Shanghai. They were unsure whether they should. No, not Shanghai. It was in Kobe, Japan. The Shaila, because Japan, according to some poskim, has passed the date line. It was in Machlokas on what side of the international date line is it? Japan or the halakhic date line. So some people, they were all listening to different gedolim, Chazonish, Tukachinsky, I think. They get different psakim whether to keep 2 days Yom Kippur or not. Some people did, some people didn't. So this, if you say piyutim, you probably have to keep 2 days Yom Kippur, because by the time you finish, already Yom Kippur fills up the whole day with davening. So if you say piyutim, that'll be 2 days Yom Kippur. Most places don't say piyutim, even on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. The reason for this halacha, the Ein Yisra, according to the Ramah, says no problem, is based on the Gemara in Brachos. This is what the Mishnah Berurah says, because the Gemara says Makom she'amu laharich and Rasha lakatzer and Rasha laharich. When it comes to brachos, if it's a long bracha, you can't say a short bracha. The short bracha, you can't say a long bracha. Now, the Rashba explains, the Mishabur brings the Rashba who explains, the idea is that brachos aruchos, or long brachos, ones that have a bracha to Hashem at the beginning and a bracha to Hashem at the end, you can't be makatzer, you can't not say the brachos then. The katzer, where the bracha where there's no psicha and chasima, then you can't marich, you can't add a psicha and chasima. Now, it's hard to understand because every bracha has at least a chasima, right? Everything that is bracha has, so they, based on that logic, so of the Rashba, so therefore, it doesn't say the whole text of all of the brachos, Ava Rabba, and Yotzer Or. It doesn't say the text of all the brachos. So it just says you can't play around with the brachos in the beginning and at the end. However, what's in the middle, you can be marich. You can say as much as you want. You can add on. And these piyutim, even though some of them aren't related to the tefillah, some of them are related to the tefillah, this is included as part of the tefillah. You can make up your own stuff. Everyone can make up their own stuff, and they have this piyutim, which really we don't find a source for anywhere. You can somehow they got passed down into our sidura, so there's no problem in saying it. The problem I have with this is that I have a different explanation. I'm going to save that for the Ian to lean on shir on the Shulchan Aruch. I want to mention one thing over here that. There's a lot of Kabbalah mentioned over here. He brings from the Ari that he wouldn't say piyutim, except for what Kaliri said, Ezra Kaliri said. And he wouldn't even say Yigdal. Yigdal, you think, Yigdal, you sing in shul. No. The Ari would never say Yigdal. His Talmud, Rav Chaim Vital, said about his father, when his father was Shliach Sibur, he would say the Viduyim and the piyutim. Shlosh is a mitzvah to say piyutim. Anyway, this is basically, and then he says something very interesting. He says over here, there's no problem. Let's say that Ashkenaz and Sfard. If you daven in Ashkenaz and you're in a Sephardi shul or something like that, to say the Sephardi thing, you'd be yotzi the tefillah with Sephardi and Ashkenazi, because this is what he says very important. He said there's Shnei Masar Shvatim, Chol Sheva Yeshol Sharo Minhag Levad. We descend from 12 tribes, and every tribe has their own minhag. So 12 minhagim, or 15 minhagim, or 50 minhagim, 50 different types of chasidus is okay, because everyone has their own minhag. I want to talk more about this in Ian to lean on, so this is just what he says over here. If you want to hear more about this, check out Ian to lean on coming up next.